to the behind the scenes lunch and learn at the Capital Edge Summit. We are here, Tom, Jackie, Candace, we're here in Lake Tahoe, and we've got a live studio audience with us. So we're gonna have
live questions.
Live questions primarily. Our guests here at the event are working on identifying their problem that they solve, their unique challenge. And we're working on refining and calibrating that problem statement. So we're gonna have a few people come up and practice their problem statement. They got a little practice on last night. We should probably introduce the 6 C's of storytelling first. You've heard some of these keys or 6 C's on previous lunch and learns. They are the 6 C's of result-focused storytelling. If I can grab that and like put it up to the camera, do you think people can see it? Okay. Challenge, champion, change, credibility, call to action, and connection. We're going to have Tom give a little bit of context around this framework, how to implement it, and why it's so important when raising capital.
And we're live, so you're seeing it all
live.
behind the scenes. We're going to show a video right now.
Video first? Okay, then we'll move. That's perfect, because then I can slowly Vanna White this off to the audience.
Yeah, beautiful.
See if it works better this way. There we go.
Do we need this light off?
Ooh. Yeah. And then it's 25%. Yeah. So this is just sort of back up. We won't show right now. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That gives you news. And Jake, apparently they want me in the center.
What's that?
It's if they want me in the center between you two.
Okay.
So what we're doing with the Avengers and this team is mostly grabbing lunch now, but to bring everybody up online with that, we can start having anybody that wants to come up and have the conversation about it, is the 6 C's, right? So when we're watching that Avengers, Jackie, what is the very first absolute opening scene?
You're seeing chaos, a problem. You're seeing a bad guy or a villain.
And when we get to see most decks, what are most decks about?
The solution, the deep intricacies of a solution.
It's absolutely that intricacy of the solution. We got one sent to us 2 nights ago, I guess, and I'll let you let that in there. We won't say whose it was or what it was about. But how many pages of that deck?
It was lengthy, and probably 90% of it was deep into the solution, to the point of it being more of a patent application.
Which was excellent, because that's exactly where, and why do we think that the founders really actually live in the solution so much?
They may not have the right framework in place. There's misalignment between what the founders believe investors and stakeholders want and need to hear, and then the truth of the matter, what founders believe investors need and what investors need is often misaligned.
Yeah, we have a group of people in here, and I know most everybody's eating lunch and their house are full at this point, but what do they, if a founder is coming to an investor, what do most founders think the investors care about?
Returns.
Return. Always about returns, right? So they juice their returns. They show, how many of you guys have seen the the forecast, the presentations, and they're always in what shape?
Hockey stick.
Straight up.
Yeah, it was like, they go like,
Straight up.
wow, this is where it's gonna go. And then what is their total achievable market?
All of
Like
it.
the whole
Everyone.
planet. And it turns over every single day, right? So we get 24 billion people in 3 days to be able to do this, right? I mean, this is the standard of the decks that we see when they start coming out. We laugh about it because it literally is how you even go to some of these pitch scenarios. So we have a different approach. And it's great. We had a wonderful guest here earlier, named Gary Sanchez. And Gary Sanchez was talking about the Y OS. If you haven't ever checked out Y.os, please do. But in that, he had a picture of both a barbecue and a piece of cake. And he said that you really can't take a piece of cake by just putting all the ingredients in at the same time, right? There's a process to that. And so we've got these little Rubik's cubes. I can't see them on the screen. I've got this one here. And what this represents to us is, first it starts with the 6 C's, which again is challenge, champion, credibility, call to action, and connection. And to put them in simpler terms, what that is the challenge is always the problem that you're solving. It is the only ingredient that really absolutely always has to come first. And it is the hardest ingredient we find consistently for founders and storytellers to be able to do. So we can take a 3-day workshop, people come in, they always want to be like, are there investors in the room? Well, are there investors in this room? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And are there founders in this room? Absolutely. And ideally, are there founder investors, which is who we cater to? Absolutely. So the people that are coming in here and they say, if I just get in the room with the money, I'm going to be able to succeed at it, right? But not all money is looking to solve the same problems. And when people take it from a standpoint of money only cares about returns, then they really don't understand the money side of this problem, right?
Yep.
So.
And I think it's important to give the full name of this framework. It's the 6 C's of result-focused storytelling. You can tell a story and there's different purposes for story, right? But if you are a founder trying to pitch investors, your purpose is different than a bedtime story. Your story has to have a call to action. So that's why there's one piece in this formula. All of these, the challenge, the champion, the change, the credibility, the call to action, and the connection, they're like chains. And if any one of them is missing, the story really falls apart and doesn't land. And I think that's why this framework is so important, is because people move forward and they go out and pitch, not recognizing that they have one, if not more, broken or missing chains.
Well, so we say the most important one to start with is what problem you solve. And why I love that preview from the Avengers is 2.5 hour movie, less than 2 minute trailer, right? And yet, how much time do you think they spent on making that trailer? Did they just cut up the movie and put it out there? Or how much thought do you think goes into that trailer?
Probably quite a bit.
Quite a bit. It's running on a major sporting event. They're going to spend millions of dollars, and they look at that, not the movie. The movie took, whatever it was, $80 million or whatever to make scenario. That trailer disproportionately cost way more than the movie did to make. And the reason is because it's the selling point to get people who actually go and engage in the movie. And it starts, that's one of the best trailers that's out there. There's a number of other ones that are really good. And we'll put up on our website the link to one of the worst trailers that's out there. But the challenge is the start and then the heroes. And the hero was the second part of that and in that movie, what did they show? Simply the faces of now the actors that have become, known about being that.
Right, the symbols sometimes, the Marvel characters are so, they have a long history, so now we can just even see the shield of Captain America, we know the hero's coming. But if you are having to spend a ton of time explaining your solution, but you haven't identified the problem, I don't understand the hero. I don't understand it's Captain America.
And how does this show up in, I don't want to call them bad pitches, right? I'm going to say they're ineffective or not as effective as they could be. We've seen founders that have a deck, They think they have their story. They think they articulate their problem, and they may be out trying to raise capital. We've seen 2 year efforts at capital raise, and a little money may drip in, or someone will launch and have some money come in. Maybe they've raised 2, they're trying to get 10, then they stall out. So more effort upfront, getting these 6 Cs really clear, getting your story really tight. What happens then? They go out and pitch, and the alignment is there, and money comes in organically because they've hit every chain, their story lands.
So, yeah, we're moving from the 6 Cs, which is really the bad guy, good guy, happy ending, right? The challenge, the champion, and the change. And then, sorry guys, these are all new terms to us as we're putting this in there. But throughout that movie was credibility. Throughout that trailer, they said Rolling Stone, if you notice, and then it said someone else who's well known, and then it comes from the Marvel Studios, which is also credibility, right? So that's why when you have people put it in there, if you can say, hey, I'm a graduate of Harvard University, that may make for certain audiences a great sense. It may not. Some people don't like Harvard, right? Type scenario. Yeah. So, but the credibility is throughout. But here is also the other part of that. What happens if you lose credibility?
You're done. Very
It's hard to come back from that.
It
Yeah.
is almost impossible to come back from that, right? So then the call to action, how many times do people make the presentation and there's no, so what, so that, right? So, yeah, I'm just talking about this, and they forget to ask that what I'm doing is we're in the midst of raising $10 million that's going to take this to a scalability challenge, opportunity over the next 3 years. And the team that I brought in have been able to show that we can execute on this model. And with that $10 million, we expect a 3x return in 36 months based off of revenue projections and exits that have been done in the marketplace, right? Now, the last part of that was connection. Is the Marvel movie for everyone?
No, there's people who don't like it.
No. So
Does Marvel care?
does Marvel care? They do not. They know that their market size is their market size. It may expand slightly, it may expand, a little bit, it may decrease a little bit, but does that actually matter to them?
No.
No, they just want to capture the market they have because they raised the money to be able to say, this is our market share, this is what we're gonna get out there.
I'd say often when I see pitches, and I review a lot of pitches, especially lately, I see a lot of champion and I see a lot of change. And that's almost the entire deck for the most part. I see attempts at credibility, but oftentimes that's missing. Their people are showing why there's a market, but they're not saying who said. I get that a lot. I'll see great graphs, or I'll see statements, this marketplace is X, but I'm not getting a who said the marketplace is this?
Yeah.
Who said there's a market for this? It's not shockingly often do not see a call to action.
Right, you're
I
seeing
think people
champion
hesitate
change.
to do a call to action.
Yep.
Rarely do I see challenge.
So you're seeing like, I'm a good guy or a good girl
Yep.
trying to do this.
Seeing the solution.
Champion and change.
Yep, I'm seeing the solution in there pretty much, and I'm not really always sure what we're solving. So I would say there's so many story pieces that are missing in the decks that I'm reviewing, and some of them are challenging to get over. Like those are things we have to spend a lot of time on. Some are pretty simple, easy to add in. The
Yeah.
credibility sometimes is like doing some research, adding in who is saying this. We've had a couple of great things here that we just tweak that slightly.
Why do you think people miss it?
I think people are so focused on their solution. Everything else seems like an additive. They forget that that's kind of part of the overall story.
I would 100% agree. I think it's partly that they start living in the solution, and founders in general breathe life into a solution that most people didn't even think existed.
Well, a solution, if you can't identify a problem, a solution is just an idea.
Right,
Yeah.
but they know, the founder knows the problem. They wouldn't be doing the solution unless they identified that there was a problem to solve.
They just forget.
They forget to articulate that because they're so far down the road that it's being solved But they forgot that that's actually the purpose of the why, that people are looking at why they would get involved.
Well,
Because of
and
problems like this.
they have a hard time sometimes communicating what the problem is. They have a hard time almost time traveling back to why they even solved it in the first place. And so what we're gonna do here and what we've been working on for the last, day and a half is the challenge. And you think that'd be an easy thing, but that's honestly sometimes half of my call, more over the entire call, is just trying to drill people down to like, what is their problem that they're solving?
Sounds like that.
So.
Oh, John, you ready? Okay, so we're gonna actually try this out and see. Now, John, are you gonna do your whole presentation? Or you're just doing your bad game?
Just the challenge.
Just the challenge, right? What problem you solve?
Yes.
All right, first we're gonna give a little background. John's one of our partner companies that I actually sit on the board for.
Yes.
Okay, so he did such a great job in presenting this to me ages ago. We have made an investment. We did we're part of the whole group trying to grow this.
Absolutely.
So what is the problem that you solve?
We solve multiple problems, but three major one. First one is the homeless situation solution, right? We have multiple folks who are on the street, nowhere to go, they can't really find assistance or what they can. That's more problem. The second problem that we solve is basically making sure that we provide care that's the most integrated, right? When we have fragmented services like healthcare, everyone has to go to 5 different providers just to find a solution. So our strategy is how can we bring all this together so that they don't have to jump to one hooks, really come be one place. That's the biggest solution problem we solve.
So at this time right now, what I heard you say is, imagine living in a breezeway on the street. You're cold, you can't get off the drugs, the alcohol, or the bad memories that you have. There's nowhere for you to go. And not only that, when you try to go somewhere, there's 5 different places, 5 different agencies. And so when you're on the outside trying to solve that homeless on the streets, you can't understand why these people would be looking off the street. Or you yourself are that person. We help solve that problem. And we've brought together a team of professionals that collectively have over 300 years. Our revenues right now are at a run rate of $25 million per year. And we have 3 locations in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. Right? And we are looking to do our operational excellence and roll this up into 15 more units over the next 24 months. We've identified 2 sites now. We're looking for $3.7 million to help us execute on that. And we estimate that there will be a return of $9 million to the investors in 36 months.
That's correct.
Okay, there we go. Good job. Thanks, John. Did that cover it?
We've got some more.
You got more?
Yeah, do you want to call David or?
David? All right. That's fun. Look, I wasn't even Simon, was I on that one?
No.
No, I'm kind of more the Paula?
Definitely Paula.
Definitely Paula, okay.
I think he's the yo dog.
Yo dog.
What did we?
All right, ready to go again?
Damon.
Sure.
Demon.
All right.
Problem solved.
The problem I solve is that I unlock athletic potential through the use of altitude exposure and in a portable, convenient product.
Getting closer, getting closer, getting closer.
Yeah.
That's still the solution.
Mhm.
That's what you do.
Mhm.
What problem are you solving?
I'm solving athletic performance and potential.
Okay, which is what? And somebody, what's an athlete want to achieve?
Better results.
What are they
stronger
willing to do?
performance. Currently, the alternative is to travel to altitude in order to unlock more potential.
What have some, because you come from the cycling industry, so not to pick
Sure.
on that industry,
Yeah.
but because it happens in all industries, but what in that industry, in one particular race that is seemingly well-known all over the world,
The Tour de France.
Tour de France,
Mhm.
what did one team?
Sure. Yeah, there was an era of doping, which was using an illicit drug. And yes,
Why did they do that?
Because they were seeking to win and be a dominant factor in the sport.
So athletes will do just about, so many athletes at that elite
Yeah.
level will do just about anything, including illegal activity,
Yes,
to achieve that top peak.
right.
What we do is bring them a legitimate enhancement,
Yes, legitimate product that's safe,
safe,
it's legal.
legal, and gives them the results that will get them on the podium.
Yeah.
Unless their competition's awesome.
That's my hope.
All right. James, Mr. College. Have fun.
This is fun.
Huh?
You're doing great.
Hey, Tom,
Yes.
on that last one, why don't they answer just not the way to address it, to say, not everyone can train at high altitude?
That's a great one too. Here's, Nick, that's a great question, because we had this earlier from Betsy, right? Our team does not answer the problem for you. We give you ideas to prompt you. The thing that you're looking for, the reason that the problem that you solve is so important goes into our capital alignment method, which we haven't gotten into yet in the workshop here, and we actually get to more in the 16 weeks. But the capital alignment method is, once you identify the problem you solve, you then go out, and in today's research tools, you can find it better than you've ever been able to do it. You find the people who've already identified that they're trying to solve it and have put money in there. So Crunchbase is a great example, right? So you'd say, okay, who's trying to solve cancer in there? Who were the last ones? What pitch stocks were they looking at? What was it that was drawing them in there? Because money is sometimes kind of like lemmings, right? It follows other lemmings in, right? So if Andreessen Horowitz say, we're in this market, what does every other fund say we're in? We're in that market, right? So that's why all you're trying to find out is the problem you're solving. You're then trying to articulate that problem so that you can then identify the right investor that's also identifiable. And here's the key to that. If you identify the problem and then you go talk to an investor, and it's interesting, the investor will get interested about what you're talking about, but they likely won't invest. They will invest the next time the problem comes up, because they'll start doing their investigations. Whereas instead, if you can articulate that problem that fast, you can then go out and say, who's already identified this in the money world and wants to solve that problem? Right? Does that make sense? Yeah.
Makes sense. Steve, brother.
How are you?
Good.
Mr. Callus, what problem do you solve?
Desperation. We are solving breadwinners living quiet lives in desperation.
Expand on that. It's at least got my interest.
Yeah. Too many folks who have to go out and make a living every day do it without meaning, without purpose. Our business solves that problem.
How do you do that?
You do that through a sense of community, do that through a business plan, a business model that actually allows you to make a difference while making a living.
Cool. What proof do you have?
Well, we have thousands of associates who are actually doing it every day, and tens of thousands of clients who are having that experience with those associates. How was it?
Keep working on it.
Keep working on it.
Betsy. Yeah, no, she's now shaking her head now.
I'll go.
Brad.
Yeah.
He's got his dollars.
And make it up for others who haven't.
Yeah. nobody-
Who do I need to make up for?
David didn't put his money in. By the way, we put the money in because this is a money show. You put it in, we're going to have the end, you're gonna get a nice, cool trophy, but then also the credibility of winning this, right? Oh, sorry, my man.
Oh, thanks, Dave.
All right, what do we got?
All right, we'll try to improve on this today. So the problem we're solving is it costs far too much to sell your home. And it's far too complex through what has been established as the traditional process of using a real estate agent. People get frustrated by absorbing a large portion of their equity that could be used for their retirement, getting their kids through school or buying their next home. And as a result of that, we have put together a place where just like TurboTax made it easy
Mm.
to file your own taxes,
Mm.
we make selling your home as easy as selling a car.
Cool. Now, I'm gonna work on this a little bit on this one, okay? So we're just gonna use this as an example. Last night, I think when you did this, you actually talked about percentages. So in your presentations, erase percentages.
Okay.
In your disclosures and everything, I'm not excited. And the reason is, most people cannot calculate percentages. When you're in finance, you can do it like that, right? The majority of people can't. They actually, and then, you know, I get chastised for saying this, but they can't do corporate math, but they get caught up in the fractions and percentages. And most of the finance people use percentages as a way to cheat people out.
Makes
So,
sense.
but we all spend dollars or whatever our currency is. So if you could say, what's the average price of the house that you guys are working with? Okay, no, do you know what that is?
I do,
What is that?
500,000.
Okay, so 500,000. And by the way, as a money person, because I know that there's probably zero chance that it rolls to 500,000. If you said $502,350, I would actually pay more attention to you. Because you know your numbers, that makes sense, right? Okay, but if you said, but then you said, let me roll it down to 500,000, it's a little higher than you could even say it's a little higher than 500,000, I'm gonna roll it down. And the average fee that they pay for that is 60 grand to sell that house. Okay,
Sure.
so what we do is we put $60,000 back in our clients' pockets, so they can use that to help their kids go to college or whatever else they need to do. We solve that problem.
Yeah. Kevin, isn't that funny? Those are the numbers we talked about.
It's very like visceral. You can.
Yeah.
Dollars.
Okay.
You're in a great business because you can talk about dollars, and you can talk about the dollars that it means. And you can talk about the dollars that it's just slipping out of their pockets,
Yeah.
whatever it is. Don't worry about that. Well, then, fine. You can say, you need $60,000. How much are you gonna me $60,000? Okay, now I'm gonna pay attention to it, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm your client, I'm gonna pay attention to it. If you're the money, I'm gonna pay attention to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
What was your opening sentence?
What was it?
You coming up?
I don't remember what it was.
Think on it, because it was really good. I
Okay,
forgot to buy, like you said it, and I was like, oh, I like that. And you kind of
Okay.
kept going, explaining, but I really liked your opening sentence.
But it walks up
it's
like this.
recorded.
So instead of, you know, in the world, especially in the United States, more so in the United States than in a lot of other places, people start a conversation like, what do you do?
Mhm.
That is not the most interesting thing about you. What problem do you solve? That is, they're not gonna walk up and say, what problem do you solve? So you have to control the conversation, right? Okay, another one is, instead of asking, what do you do, say, where are you from? What brought you here today? How far did you travel today? Get the conversation going somewhere else. But it's really about changing that, because everybody just, I'm fine, I'm good, right? No.
Yeah, I love it. All right, thank you.
You got it.
Learning.
Betsy.
All right.
Who do I
That's
pay?
fun.
Get my pay.
Right here.
Yeah.
Joe.
All right, first, Betsy, thank you. You did a presentation for us.
Oh, thank you.
You can see around corners. Actually, you help your clients see around corners, right?
Yeah.
So the boogeyman can be taken out on there. I'm not trying to give you the problem. that you can solve.
No, keep going. That's great.
Why are my teammates running off?
I'm just throwing away garbage. I'll be back.
All right. What problem do you solve?
We solved the problem of being able to see around corners before it derails revenue.
Cool. Why does that matter?
Because when things come out of nowhere, which they always do, it can create really bad decision making that can derail the growth of the company.
That's better, but that's a better problem.
What did I just say?
Well, the good thing is we've got it on tape, so we can play it back to you. But when you have to say, you see around corners, that gives somebody, it's like, oh, it's trite, it's commonplace, or it's, you can't really see around corners unless you have a drone or cameras. What you said is, things come out and blindside you when you're building companies. And it can be in the best of times, and it can destroy your company and your team, all the value built. We help you see around that corner. This is our process. How many companies have you helped sell?
Oh, gosh, over the years, probably 50, 60.
Okay, so instantly right there, you lose credibility with me. 52. Fine, right?
Okay,
So
yeah.
I've been doing this 35 years, my team's been doing this for 32 years. Together, we've created this framework, policy, program, whatever it is, type scenario, where we have, it is at this point estimated that we say one client, $132 billion. One client Sure. So that's what we help do. If there's anything like that of interest, we get clients. Right? We're looking to scale this across the world because this is not a product that is just here in the US. As a matter of fact, we've been down in South Africa working with one of the largest groups in that region to help solve a critical problem.
Yeah.
This works in nonprofits, it works in for-profits, and we're scaling this program right now and other than that.
Yeah.
So, see?
Yeah. Yeah, you want a job?
No, I am unemployable.
We all are. Everybody in this room is unemployable. Thank you.
Wrap it up. Thank you. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, we have just a few minutes left if anyone else wants an opportunity to go. Otherwise,
Back in.
again,
Good, I thought you guys were leaving.
no, we're back here. No,
Where are we, by the way?
what do you mean?
Where are we?
Our location.
Oh, right behind those windows is beautiful Lake Tahoe.
Can't really see it, but I think it's fine. But it's a beautiful day. It's fall time here in Lake Tahoe, just about ready to start ski season. So it's and it's also where she grew up. I grew up.
I did not grow up here. Frequent visitors, yeah,
Frequent visitors.
yeah.
So
no stranger to the lake life.
now
Being from
you
Minnesota.
have like 10,000 lakes.
Yes,
right?
yes,
We
we
have
do.
one big-
I think the count is I think it's over that actually.
Over 10,000.
This
That's
one
just
is a
what they
pretty
put
good
on the-
one.
Yeah.
So
Good one.
it's a good
Yeah.
We
one.
share it with our neighbors too. Yeah, like your statue, and then there's, I mean, you guys have your neighbors too. You don't share any. All right, can we talk about this really quick?
Let's talk
We
about
haven't
the
started.
capital alignment method. Let's remind the audience about the 6 Cs, the framework, why it's so important.
Okay.
And then, yeah, what we're doing next at the event is like a live Shark Tank sheepdog pitch panel session. So,
Sheepdog, who came up with that?
sheepdog, okay, sharks, sometimes the ethos of the founder's office is very much, we advocate for founders. We are not here to rip anyone a new one, to rip someone apart and send them on their way. So it's very much an ethos of a sheepdog will attack wolves, but will also watch over its flock. So founders, being the advocates for founders, were a little
It's
more
actually kind of a cool
sheepdog
deal, because
than shark.
when that sheep goes off, what does that sheepdog do?
Brings it back.
Yeah,
Lovingly, or if it needs to,
That's
either
right.
bites it in the heel, right,
Yeah.
scenario, right, but also keeps them.
yeah, so it's kind of Shark Tank, kind of sheepdog. It's a little different flavor. It adds the founder's ethos into a normal Shark Tank pitch.
We could use a Wile E. Coyote kind of model.
I have a costume and you're welcome to get it. If it fits. Okay, so that's our plan for the day. We're doing that next. Let's talk about the 6 Cs and why they're important, and then please talk about the capital alignment method. And then just a reminder for our audience, we do these live lunch and learns every Wednesday, and we're gonna keep teaching these concepts. We're gonna break them down. We're gonna keep presenting them. We're gonna make them really solidify for our audience.
And I think we're stuck on the name.
Yeah, and if the audio isn't great, we will be posting, we have a great video team here. We'll be posting a video version of this, I think,
Yeah.
on our website, so.
Yeah, should remind us.
So, just briefly, what we've been covering so far in the day and last night is the 6 Cs. And it starts with the challenge and getting founders to articulate that challenge. And you saw that almost a day later, what were the majority of founders still having a challenge?
Articulating their problem.
Articulating the problem, right? And every founder that we work with, what they do believe is that they just need to get with the right investor or any investor, and that investor is going to fund them because it's such a great story, right? But until they get their story down, they don't align. And so our capital alignment method is about alignment, because there is the possibility and actually the probability, which is why I started the company back in 1992, which is having the wrong capital can not only destroy the company, it can destroy the founder's future.
Yes.
And because it can have everything along with it. And capital is not just the private capital that you raise. It can be the institutional capital that you take on. We had last night a great example of someone who was doing an SBA loan to initially do that. So they started with a franchise, it was a $65,000 investment. That's what they think they're getting into. Then all of a sudden they're using an SBA to do a $500,000 loan, right, to do improvements. And then they were signing on $1 million personal guarantee in your base.
Yeah.
Right?
What does it do? The founder loses control of their company.
Oh,
And the system is constantly wanting to do that to founders. The system's constantly wanting to take more and more flesh from founders. And there are ways to navigate through that, and I think that's really such a key piece of what we're doing.
Okay, so capital alignment method, six Cs, and then the 6 keys is where we actually use that. We have a 16-day sprint or 16 days. 16 sprint.
16 weeks.
Wow, if we could do it in 16 days, that'd be amazing. That would be like the.
Capital though, it really is a sprint,
Yeah.
4 months,
4 months,
16
like,
week.
very fast.
Yeah, we do 16-week cohorts where we take groups through teaching them all these keys, getting them fully capital ready or commitment ready in those 4 months.
In those 4 months. And people can utilize some of the tools right now. They can go on our website. They can put their presentation, whether you're an investor looking at a presentation, you can run it through and we'll give you the green, yellow, red lights of what we have found. We will not give investment advice on that, but we will say, from this is what we see as a probability of success of raising the capital
Yep.
for that model. And more so for the founders, you run it through there, you get a, within 24 hours, I think, you get a meeting with one of our team members that goes through the deck and what you can do to possibly improve that deck.
Yes, it's on the website, foundersoffice.com, and there's a little button that says enhance my pitch deck. That's what you want to go. You just upload your deck and then within 24 hours, we'll have a look and we'll give you complimentary feedback.
And I think we're also adding, which is like another $140 value, whatever. And for anybody that does that, we'll give them a link to be able to do their YOS, right? In there. So that's another thing we'll do as well. So that's a gift from, we partnered with Gary Sanchez. I know. And we're making it up as we go along. Just like
Yeah,
it.
That's honest. That's honest.
Good. We get the curtain.
We've got a couple, yeah, we can wrap it up.
Yeah.
Okay,
We got questions from the field or no?
do we have a question? Okay, then let's go have some lunch and get ready for our Shark Tank Sheepdog panel. Thank you for joining us
Thanks for
today.
joining us.
We'll see you next week on the Lunch and Learn with the Founder's Office.